Things move slowly at first in today's news, but everything happens at once in the end. The price of XRP is about 50 cents right now, but it won't last long. Especially now that world leaders and elites have said in public that they support Ripple by saying that Ripple XRP will take business away from Swift. The first thing we have is a video from xrp that shows the Bretton Woods annual conference in 2024. In it, the BIs, the IMF, Accenture, and the Bank of Peru quote exactly what Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has said in the past about how Swift needs to be updated. Pay close attention. When you look at this from a distance, it's pretty interesting. You and I could send $10,000 to California right now. The fastest way to do that would be to drive to the airport and fly the money there. We're used to getting information whenever we want these days, so that's a crazy thing to think about. That's great. I'd also like to talk a little more about foreign payments, Latin America, and Peru's small open economy. It's harder for developing markets than for advanced economies, as we already said. It's still faster to pack money into a bag, take a plane, fly to London, go to the recipient, and handle the suitcase if you want to send money to London right now. But maybe before you start, it's also important to think about this again. It will still be faster than paying online. That's another thing we need to remember. Old, expensive, and slow. The leaders of the world know this, which is why they are talking about the need for a new monetary system. They also know that Ripple with XRP is the best choice to replace Swift because it can compete with it. Edgar Farina tells us that XRP is the preferred cryptocurrency in Europe because Ripple has teamed up with Clear Junction, a world leader in cross-border regulated institutions. This makes it possible for instant and safe pound sterling to Europe payouts, and more currencies will be added soon, making transactions faster and easier in both the UK and Europe. That's a huge deal. But that's not all. For example, Smoke shows off the newly released May 2024 ISO technical paperwork, which includes updated market identifier codes such as CRIP. This stands for crypto facilities, or businesses that hold and trade crypto to make payments easier. They are now known and put into groups using codes for ISO message standards. As you can see, this new ISO code is a good sign for the crypto industry. It shows that the industry is becoming more well-known and that better infrastructure could be built soon. Ripple is working with the National Bank of Georgia to do just that. They have been helping governments and traditional financial businesses build all over the world. The talks are mostly about finding ways that people can work together to help digitize the Georgian economy. Or the even bigger news that a lot of you aren't aware of how big the Robinhood Bitstamp deal really is, which Paul Barron breaks down here. Pay close attention. Yes, Robinhood sees what's going on and changes his plans. There are lots of chances here. What do? They go out and buy Bitstamp for $200 million. You might be wondering why they would go that way. There are a few things in the piece that will help explain this. People in Europe and Asia use the exchange a lot. Okay, 85 traits of tradable assets, such as lending and staking, which are both very important. Plus, of course, 50 valid licenses and registrations around the world. That's very important because now that Robinhood has those licenses, they are ahead of the line in many of the places that will need them. It could have an instant effect on everything from lending and staking. As long as it stays within the rules that Mecca has already set up, you can guess where Robinhood is putting a lot of pressure on. Very soon, every legal and controlled cryptocurrency exchange will be bought out by a big traditional platform. The fact that Robinhood bought Bitstamp is just the beginning. BlackRock is the biggest company in the world, so don't be shocked if they buy Coinbase. Also, we have an interview with Robert Michnick, who used to work in crypto and is now the head of digital assets for BlackRock. He confirms that this huge change is happening and explains how it will happen. Pay close attention. Before putting trillions or even tens of trillions of dollars worth of assets into this new technology, institutions had to get used to having small amounts of crypto in their portfolios. It's important to know about wallets, blockchain-based settlement, and the risk controls and systems that support those things. That's pretty much what's going on. There are a few more organizations getting into crypto. I believe that this helps to make it possible for a big change in tokenization to happen someday. So we're starting to see signs that this is working, that clients want it, and that having the option to hold a TradFi investment risk in a digital asset wrapper is useful. You should know that BlackRock never loses, so this is big news. It looks like Wall Street is getting ready for altcoin season. During this bull market, assets like XRP will go through huge gains because that is what the world's richest people want. You should get more money back for taking more risks. In crypto, there is a huge risk because of this, but there is more risk the further you go on the coin market investor. Because of this, you'll have to drive a higher and higher return to make up for the risk, because that's exactly what Wall Street wants. Things that go up 10% are very popular on Wall Street. Things that go up 100% make them love them even more. A line of Wall Street investors will wait outside the door if you say there's an asset that could go up 10,000% or it could go down to zero. They want to. Know what it is, try to value it, and guess what will happen in the future. They're willing to risk a little money in order to make a big return. You can see that there are big changes happening all over the world that will have a big effect on the price of XRP in the future. For example, the BRICS Alliance and BRICS Plus nations recently announced that they will be building new payment rails, and XRP has been named as the foundation oil for the system. President Putin also said that this year, more than 40 countries have asked to join the BRICS and will probably do so. It's crazy to think that the BRICS will add more than 50 new countries to their group this year. Many people in the US and the rest of the Western world are shocked, worried, and scared by the BRICS Alliance's growing power. Thankfully, America is trying to make a comeback, even though I think it may be a bit too late. As of this month's announcement in June 2024, Oklahoma and other states will accept the UCC legal changes by November 2024, before the end of the year. Help lenders understand how to use cryptocurrencies as collateral. Legal changes for crypto staking are coming this year, and make passive income in the US with cryptocurrencies. Everything I just showed you is related to something I remember about Ripple's work to build the Internet of Value. Pay close attention. That banks around the world have to keep the money safe could be used for IoT. This is because once the infrastructure is in place, most payments will be made between machines. So, once you solve the problem of the developing world, you solve the problem of the Internet of Things too. That's why there are so many more deals than ever before. That's also why there is so much demand for digital assets, which regulators and banks are now supporting. There will only be assets in the world of chess. There will still be money, but it will be a different kind of money, and everything will work on a different kind of grid. SWIFT won't be around for much longer in the new era, with its new money and financial world. The world's leaders are well aware that Ripple will replace Quick and eat its lunch. They haven't kept quiet about this because they know what's going to happen. And when this happens, the amount of liquidity that will run through Ripplenet for the XRP ledger and the number of people who will use XRP will make its price go through the roof. Think about the long term, not the short term. I'll see you in the next one.